what it is, man. This is the Green Room. ED and Mr. Gemini on the mic in a warm-up to a show about nothing.
Push that button right there, yeah.
Yeah. We press record. You press play.
That's correct.
That's how this works.
Unless you're me. You get it wrong.
73% of the time.
I get it
Turn
wrong.
your lights on.
No, you get it correct. You get everything 73% of the time. So that's like.
So it's better than a broken clock.
Well, I mean, I guess. It depends on what your decor is. Maybe
Welcome to the Green Room.
Maybe the broken clock like actually works.
A broken clock, well, it tells the right time of day twice a day. That's for 1 minute. 2
minutes.
1.5.
No, for 2, because it's a minute in each half. The minute in the morning and the minute in the evening.
Oh, I see.
So that's 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes. That's what I thought you were doing. I didn't.
Well, I mean, that was the tone I gave, but that's not what it was coming from. It was just because it was actually like appropriate.
There's something about the tone.
Well, again, the tone, like the inflection was that. However, it's because it actually was 2 minutes.
So welcome to the Green Room. Warm up to a show about nothing. Mr. Gemini.
Oh, Philly D.
Click a back check a missjd.
I feel like you caught her off guard with that one.
Well, that's what we do, and that's what
you do.
Warm up. This is the warm up to the show where you got to warm up, though.
Warm up.
Well, and we kind of load up. We party.
We're warming up. That's what we're doing. We're lubing our voices.
Why don't you warm up that light?
Oh shit! Right?
Word. All right.
I know you go through all the trouble to get the on-air sign for his own buttons, and he's just like, I don't want it. I mean, last week he was just like, I want to play with those buttons. I don't want these buttons. I want those buttons. And it's like, dude, you get your own buttons. You can do all sorts of stuff with it. And he's just typical child. It's like, what are you doing? You're like waving it over your head, like trying to get it closer, like the VCR remote's starting to die or some shit. Is that what that was? Turquoise? He's just going through colors now. Do you like the rainbow? Is that what's...
Which just kind of reminds me of water.
Yeah, because that's what we do here. You do realize we're in the middle of a show. Like that's your show, no less.
I know.
This is your show.
This is the setup. This is the setup. See, this is
more like a chipmunk. He's a lot cuter.
This is a sound check. Check.
That is
check. 1 2.
That is
1
not.
2. Yes.
This is not how this works.
Is this microphone working? Is this on?
This is not my office.
This isn't where I parked my car.
Oh,
Scoozy.
That was good. I do like the classic girl. It's quite delicious. And she's got a third eye. Do you see that? She's got like a third eye.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah. Makes me wish I had 3 hands. Oh, wait, no, that's not eyes. Never mind. Come on, bro. You got to give me something over here. You're spewing dead air with me. This is not good.
Well, I don't know, man.
I mean, I get this is a warm-up show, but come on. Warm up quicker. Do some jumping jacks. I don't know. What do you need? What do you need over there, bro?
What's on your mind? Don't put all that ish on me.
I mean, you got lost with the light, and then you put it back. What the hell?
Oh, did you want it blue?
Dude, hey, man. This is your sign.
Not like
your
anybody
show.
can see it. We're sitting here talking about something.
We can see it. We don't count.
We do count. What? Purple? What the?
Purple? Oh.
What the?
Yeah, the colors on the remote do not accurately.
No, they really don't.
They're not accurately represented as far as what the.
So what do you think?
I don't give a shit.
It's definitely got to be green because
it's your buttons. You tell us.
It's the Green Room, so it's got to be green. Absolutely. Right. All right, we're good. We're good.
You sure?
Yeah. Sound check. Mic check.
That's Jesus.
Really? Chickadee check.
Jesus fuck. See, you're testing me. You're testing me. Is that what? I'm sorry. For those of you at home, I'm talking to the upstairs.
There's like a fruit fly on.
Dude, now he's distracted by a fruit fly.
It's really.
bro.
Almost had him.
You were like pointing at him for half an hour.
I was going to do that.
And then you came in at him and he was just like, I'm pretty sure you telegraphed that you were coming for him.
Gotta move slow. It's like,
so slow.
he hadn't moved yet.
Slow.
You just kept talking about it and he heard you. And
Oh, yeah, blaming on me now. He heard me.
he was flying around the room just annoying me. He's like doing flybys over here.
Oh, guess he's going to the fruit.
Oh, I just set
You
that
got me good there, fucker.
I set that one right up for you.
You do. Most of them you do. I mean, I'll be honest. I get most of my slams because you give me, you got
You
the
talk, this
alley-oop
is just
or the
gold. I'll just,
That's what I'm saying.
just eating this up. Come on.
This is what you do for me. You're my gold. You keep spewing. You give me the setup,
What am I,
the
you
assist.
amused?
Dude, I don't know what it is, but
Do I
it works.
amuse you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Am I here for your personal amusement?
I feel like it most of the time. I mean, that's why we keep doing this, right?
Get me a fucking drink.
I thought you said I'm all good, Spider. No, this is like, yeah. I love how the beer you're not drinking is on the coaster, but the beer you are drinking is on the table. Like, that's hilarious.
That beer's more likely to sweat all over the place because it's already doing it, and this one has not left the drop on the table yet.
It has not left the building.
If I drink the tiny glass fast enough, it's not going to sweat all over the table.
I also love the fact that your beer comes in its own dispensing container.
That's why I moved the water, because the water's not, it's not even cold. So
I don't understand that either.
So it's not going to sweat on your table. This will.
I don't know why you have to have all those liquids. I'm just saying, that's a lot. It's a lot of dispersing.
2 different types of liquid.
Well, yeah, but you're also drinking out of a glass when you already have. That's what I was like. You were rambling about no moisture or some shit.
Sometimes it's nice not drinking out of a can.
No, I found it comical because typically when you drink, the coaster is the drink that you're drinking from. That's just like the common practice of what a coaster is.
Typically, and I'm explaining to you why I did that.
Well, I know, but still, I was just pointing out.
Just trying to be
that I thought it was comical, and then
kind
you went on this whole condensation science trip. I don't know what the hell that was about. And then
I give up. I give up. All right, man.
What I'm just pointing out.
We're sitting here.
I'm painting the word
conversing
picture
about all kinds of stuff that's in front of us, and not like
I love table. I love lamp.
I love extra mic.
I love mics.
I love Nat.
Oh, he's back there. Yeah, dude.
Hi. He's back on the stand again. Wait. Oh, I just missed it.
I didn't talk about him. I didn't say nothing about him, and you still didn't get him. So this time, science says it's you. We have had confirmation via
all right, fair enough.
experiment. The data is in.
All right, we've proven the mics work. What are we doing now?
I have no idea. I'm trying to get you to talk to me, and all you're doing is just that.
Trying to get you to talk to me.
I'm just saying.
This
is the warm-up show.
The warm-up about...
What
are we warming up to? Warm it up, Chris?
Do not warm up any Chris. There's none of that.
I'm about to.
None of that either. Nahina Jad.
That's what I was born to do.
That's what you might know. No, hard pass. Pull up.
Oh, but we all lived through it, didn't we?
Did you? I mean, I'm still here. I don't know what you're doing.
You secretly love when Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby comes on the air.
Dude, I fucking love Ice Ice Baby. I still know every word of that shit. Are you kidding me? Dude, you know what cracks me up though is like
that Under Pressure. Oh, never mind.
There's a few times where I'm like, oh yes, Under Pressure, and it's fucking Ice Ice Baby. I'm like, oh damn it,
roll with it.
But then there's times where I'm just like, ooh, Ice Ice Baby. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, no, Under Pressure. Son of a, they got me again. They just gets me on the back and the front. It's just double-ended me. Chinese finger trap.
Can we please stop right there? I'm feeling a little uncomfortable. I'm feeling a little woozy.
Oh man, there's so much condensation on this. This is
told you. You got to put that on the trivet.
Trivet?
The trivet.
Trivet.
The tile.
Trivet. What?
I don't know. Dude,
This is the warm up show. This is what we're supposed to be.
I'm supposed to be and vibing. And hold on, let me drink this little glass really fast.
I don't quite understand where you were going with that, but I appreciate the
I chose a small glass because it's a high octane beer. But that's kind of like using a straw to drink a beverage.
I was just gonna say, you drink with a straw, but doesn't that make you drunk quicker? Isn't that how that works?
It does.
Is it like all the alcohol's on the bottom? You just keep drinking it. That's what you're doing.
Drinking alcohol out of a straw is actually a very, very old concept. Because back in ancient Sumerian times, when they would make beer with barley and honey.
They didn't want to mess up their lipstick?
With barley, when you make it with barley and honey and you ferment it for a couple days, you get a very low alcohol beverage that doesn't have bubbles or any carbonation or anything, but it's basically a precursor to beer. But it was a mead beer hybrid, and in order to drink it, the vats that you ferment it in are the ones you drink out of, and all the grain would float to the top when it was fermented. So you'd have to stick a straw in there to drink it.
Good talk.
So it's actually a very, very ancient tradition.
What are they using, man? Like hollowed out fucking sticks and shit, or
maybe something that's like a natural, I don't know, like a reed of some sort.
Yeah, right. Like a little bamboo stick or some shit, or
that's what I would think. I mean, I don't think straws are
hollowed out animal bone.
Oh, I mean, right.
Kind of gross, but yeah.
Well, dude, no waste.
Well,
bro.
I mean, they would use them as flutes and stuff, so I would assume.
It's a bone flute. I had to, bro. I had to do it. I want to say skin flute. I was like, no, that's not right. It is bone flute. That, in fact, is correct.
That is correct.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Did you know that, Ed?
Yes.
Oh.
So are you done? Are you done with the glass? Or no, you're gonna filling it right back up.
I'm filling it right back up. Yeah, this is how it rolls.
Okay.
It's just
You're gonna give yourself some head too. There it is.
right there.
In front of all these people. Oh my god.
Yeah, I may be masticating later too.
No, not on mic. You're not allowed to masticate on mic.
Oh.
Like I call it masticate, kind of like it is. It's
I
close.
thought it was gonna be that kind of party.
We do not have mashed potatoes either.
We call it like it is.
There are no mashed potatoes. There are no. These
I
are
got the
not
mashed
the potatoes you were looking for.
I got the mashed potatoes just the way you like them. 98.6.
I have no response to that now.
Giving your head up a phone.
Hanging out in chow lines.
Good time.
Oh my god, that worked out fucking pretty
That's what
well.
I'm talking about.
That was pretty good. Yeah, no, it's
Making the way that you can.
but dude, that's like
Temporary layoffs.
but that's also like brought it back around.
Credit ripples. Ain't we lucky we got 'em. That was your cue.
I didn't I was
Sorry.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
It's okay because you're not here.
This is not the stage you were
This is
looking
not
for.
here. This is all a hologram.
There is no studio.
You do know that, right? All of it.
Bro, I've been trying to tell you all that this is a fucking video game and you weren't
It's
listening.
not a video game. It's a hologram.
Same fucking difference. You're interacting. You're in an alternate reality. This is a VR
It's a
video game.
It's a game that the energy created to have fun.
We are playing a game.
In a way.
We should be having more fun doing it.
Not a video game, but if you want to say that.
A
because it's
hologram game. How's that? Excuse me.
Well,
You're going to be a douche about it.
I'm gonna.
You're gonna.
Excuse me. Off mic, sorry.
Yeah, but you still projected. It was gross.
I was just forcing it out faster so that I could get back to
That's what he said. But I thought you wanted to be
Why
quick.
is this all about busting my chops tonight? What the heck?
Dude, when is it not? What?
It's true.
What?
That is like half the show.
What? 73%.
More than half. Sorry.
Oh, that would be 73%.
You mean kittens?
Oh my God, you fuck. Yeah, Reese, we got to get that guy back on. Yeah.
Small cats.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I'm getting my dude from South America that just got that farm around the corner. I hope he's coming on next week. Yeah, he said next week would work better for him, so I got to hit him up like tomorrow or Friday and double check, but we will see what's happening. I'm hoping he can come on.
I haven't seen that in a long time. What's happening?
Hey. What up, Raj? What up, Rebron? Oh, I'm sorry, was that?
What's happening now?
It's the same show. They just brought it back like a year later.
It is the same show.
Yeah.
I always wondered about that. Like, what do you mean what's happening now?
Because it was a year later. And I think it was a different company, so they had to like change the name. Some shit. I don't know.
I guess that's fine.
I mean, it sounds like a thing.
It does seem like it could be a thing.
I mean, I feel like.
But, I don't have a computer in front of me. So. Okay,
looking at me is not going to help the situation. If that's something you would like to ask our fact checker, perhaps you could reference
No, it's
her.
not really a big deal unless it is to anybody out there.
No, you just want to like awkwardly eyeball me as you say that. Like somehow magically I'm going to look this up for you.
Well, that's your job, isn't it?
The fuck it is.
Well, you got a keyboard in front of you.
Yeah, but I don't have we're seeing ourselves talking.
Well, we don't need to see that the whole time, right?
It's for her so that if it stops and she sees it, she'd be like, hey, you're not recording. But, oh shit. So,
Oh, so now it's her fault.
No, it's not her fault. That's for her. So I can't not have it because it's so that we can continue the show. It's for us via her. Like that's just saying. Jesus, why are you writing me, bro?
So we're sure the
specifically, you would like to know why it's called "What's Happening Now" versus just "What's Happening."
What does the Google have to say about this?
Inquiring minds want to know.
I will have to see if it explains why the "now" is after there.
Say what? What?
Then who?
Are you verifying what the question is? Is that the question?
What's happening now?
Well, what I'm thinking is that it's
are you talking about right now? Like, what are you?
Are you just asking me in general?
It's
what's happening?
a decade later.
A decade later, not a year later. A decade later. That's what it was.
Okay, that's a little different, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's still. I think it was just the same show. It was just
what's happening now, as opposed to what was happening.
It's like a question. Before it was an exclamation point. What's happening? Because that's what it. That's what's happening.
What's happening now?
But yeah, that's
it was about a decade after.
Yeah, that's the first.
So it was 79 and then 85.
It's like the Gilligan's Island reunion kind of thing.
This shit was horrible. I loved it though.
I think I missed it.
Oh, dude, no, I watched that a few times. You kidding me?
Did you?
Dude, Gilligan's Island's the dope shit, bro.
Did you watch The Love Boat?
Well, yeah, man. What else are you supposed to do at 5 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know.
Just fucking ain't nothing else on.
No cartoons?
Not on like a Tuesday morning, bro.
Yeah, it sucks.
Especially back in like, fucking 94 and shit.
There might have been like painting or...
Nah, Bob Ross was like much earlier if he was because they do like the overnight. It was like 2 or 3 in the morning or something, I think.
There was a guy that was his predecessor, though. I forget his name.
Bud Ross?
But no. He was not a Ross at all. There was no Ross. He was kind of like...
Pivot! Sorry.
Anyway.
Because of Ross. Pivot. The Friends people got that joke, so don't even worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
There was another guy before him, like a guy that had like a German accent that would paint. I don't know if you remember that. He was on at very odd hours, too.
I'm not quite sure. Not striking a bell. I don't know. At that point, maybe I was watching like Mr. Wizard or some shit.
Mr. Wizard rocked.
Dude, he was the dopest of the dope, bro.
I learned so much stuff listening to Mr. Wizard and watching his shows.
Fuck yeah, bro. Mr. Wizard was the man.
What was his real name?
I don't fucking know, but he was the man. He'd be Mr. Wizard as far as I'm concerned from here
on
out.
That's all you need to know.
That's Mr. Wizard. emphasis on the Mister to you. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta
Like maybe Dr. Wizard. I don't know.
That's
Just sounds weird.
he's not that pretentious. He's like, nah, Mr. Wizard's good.
Mister's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a doctor, but you know.
You're not a doctor. You told me yesterday.
I play one on TV, but you know it's close enough.
Just because you're a dentist doesn't mean you're a doctor.
I have your answer.
You're not going to talk me into pulling my own tooth. It's not going to happen.
That's it. Answer to what?
The why it's called now.
Oh, I thought it was because it was a decade later. But okay, go ahead. Go.
Pretty much. The first one was where they followed them in high school, and it was loosely based on a book. But what's happening now is the sequel, where all of the characters or most of the characters were reprised, but it was a spin-off. So it shows them within a decade later.
Yeah, I feel like that would have been like done by a different production house or something at that point, or you know what I mean. So probably, yeah, they probably couldn't.
Yeah, and then with like
instead of paying for the rights to the name, they just.
I think all the Cosby stuff started getting really popular at that point too. That started taking off.
I would agree to that.
And then, of course, you had the spinoff for that too, which was, I think, A Different World.
Different World.
Yeah, with Dwayne Wayne and the fucking flip up double full glasses, man.
Mm-hmm.
And Whitney.
And Whitney.
Dude, that fruit fly is back. He's just hanging out with me over here.
There is no fruit fly. This is a hologram.
There is a fruit fly.
Dude, it's a hologram, bro.
Within the hologram, there's a fruit fly. I'm just telling you.
So wait. There's a bug in the
right
system?
There.
Are you trying to tell me there's a bug in the system?
It just landed on the...
Is there a bug in the system?
There's a bug on the system.
And you still fucking missed him, bro.
Still missed him. You saw him fly off, right?
No, I saw you just come away disappointed, so I was like, so you missed him.
You can't see him at all.
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
They're so tiny.
I've heard that about you.
Is he minute?
Smaller than that, but yes, you get the point.
Dude, I'm not even touching that one. That's what she said.
The fruit fly. Fruit, please.
But yeah, no, the video I sent you from the Y-Files with the freaking the pyramid and how they've basically proven that it was a power source. Like it was Tesla's idea. Like they used it. It was functioning. Yeah, I was in the group chat, bro. A while ago.
Can I say something? I have to look up where it falls on the chamber that they were saying it made the sound of an F sharp. I have to check on when you lay the Vitruvian Man over the pyramids of Giza, I have to see where that lines up. But with the F sharp, it should line up exactly with the heart chakra, because the F sharp, that sound resonance, that's like a natural sound resonance with the waves, creating the vibrations.
Wait, in what area?
It's supposed to be. Oh, wait, you mean because it's like 440, I think, is what it's trying to resonate at. Like that's
the vibration that the waves in the water make to start the energy that creates the gases and the pressure. The frequency that it went to made an F sharp, which relates and correlates with your heart chakra frequency.
Yeah, I think because the F sharp is the 440 hertz, which is also the Earth's natural resonant factor.
The Earth is down like near 300.
I thought it was 432.
No, I think it was 440 is what
I know 432 is more natural. 440, I think, is what A is set to on most.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure they were saying it was 440 was what they were, because that would be a natural resonance with the Earth. Doesn't mean that it's what the Earth's resonating at, but a natural resonance with the Earth, because that's how it would activate going up through the different chambers and stuff, and how you were getting different chemical compound reactions that were just naturally happening because of the stones that they were using. They would automatically like crystallize or crystalline, and then you get a negative and a positive charge, and all of a sudden it's just like energy was created in there because it was just the stuff just like tossing shit around. And then it was being funneled all the way up through to the top, to the very tip of the pyramid where they believe was golden cap. And that was just beaming it straight up into... Well,
we know it was limestone, which actually limestone will glow in the sun. So it would actually project a cross on the sand around it so that you could see it from outer space.
That I don't know about. They didn't talk about that.
If it was freshly capped the way it originally was, it would cast an illumination and a shadow around its.
Well, wait a minute.
Look like a cross.
Weren't on Skinwalker Ranch and all that stuff
pyramid,
where they have all the illuminations? Do you think that could be happening? Like where they show the energy coming out of the pyramid and like the illumination and stuff like that? That could be what's causing it, right?
The positive energy coming off of that.
Are you talking about the spot on the ranch where like there's the energy force that they can't quite register correctly because they don't know what it's on, but it's definitely something's there. The triangle, the spot at the triangle? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but the two separate. So anytime you see the pyramids where they talk about like energy source and they show it like the rays shooting out of the top of the pyramids and like throughout the chambers and whatnot. Okay. Like that's what I think of when you talk about how it can illuminate. So it makes me think of that with the pyramids, but then it made my mind shoot over to the Skinwalker Ranch where there's all that unexplained illumination coming from that area, but they can't find anything other than rock. So I'm wondering if they thought about
because you're talking up on the ridge where it has like its own like aurora borealis glow kind of a thing, right? Right. I mean, well, because then, what if that energy source is underneath in the ground and it's resonating through those rocks? And those rocks
they have hollow caves they found.
Yeah, so then maybe that's there you go. Maybe there's a power source under there or some shit. But I mean, I like the fact that it seems like we've really gotten to a place where there's enough supporting evidence that it basically proves the pyramid is at least the one in Egypt is, it's a fucking power plant. But that becomes the debate, though.
Just because you know about it doesn't mean it's common knowledge yet, though, either.
Well, that's why I said there's more supporting evidence to show. So I didn't say like because it's no. There's definitely more and more evidence coming forward where it's really starting to support this theory. But my question is like, all right, cool. Well, so you're making all this energy, but there's really no indication, like there's no relics or writings or things of utilizing a great source of energy. Not even so much like electric, because when we think energy, we think, powering up our devices and stuff. Well, what if
back in that day it was common knowledge that it was like something as simple as like walking across the street, you don't need instructions, and it got lost.
Well, and I mean, because I think the extension for that question really comes from, all right, so if that's a true power plant and all of the writings that were put down don't really talk about any of that, is the likely answer more so that there isn't proof the Egyptians built it, but rather found it when it was already broken? And whoever had it had, basically left or... because in that point you're talking about the Younger Dryas where it's like that 13,500 where there's just mass
Phoenicians, ancient Sumerians, whatever.
Or even before that. I mean, because you can't carbon date the pyramids, so you can't really find out how old it is. No, however,
but weren't the pyramids built by Ra?
Well, no, they were supposed to, I think there was a reference to, because I was like the all-powerful God, so it's like but as they've been decoding it more and more. He was
the longest reigning. He reached God's status because he was the longest reigning where nobody, I just watched a documentary on it the other day, but nobody could remember his father.
Amun-Ra?
Or when he took on the crown, because he was 90 years old or 95 or something before he died. So, and he took the crown young too. So a lot of people couldn't even remember before a time when he wasn't king. So he reached like that God status, and he built that huge empire during his time too. And most of the larger structures were during his reign.
Well, but that's so. But for the physical pyramid as it's designed and function, there's never really been any supporting evidence that there was massive cities sitting around that to support building it in that fashion, like even over a 30-year span.
Well, and is the
24/7, 365,
isn't the Sphinx even older than the pyramids at Giza as well? I mean,
well, and so that's the thing is you get into it's like you can't really like truly age them.
Because there's some speculation, but we don't truly know what it originally looked like when it was built.
Well,
like,
it has been modified, yeah.
Proportion-wise, it hasn't changed much, but it has been modified. It's been repaired. So it's, in a way, been upgraded in some ways.
Yeah, well, there's...
using more modern technology.
Yeah, but there's also evidence that there was a second Sphinx sitting across from it in front of the other pyramids, and it was, like, properly lining everything. Yeah, they're uncovering the site next to it, and that's what I'm saying though. It's like, all right, so more and more it seems like what we've been told that the Egyptians built all this shit is fucking bullshit. And there was something here prior to the last thawing, which looks more like it was possibly a mass coronal ejection. But that's the thing is like, all right, so everything gets wiped out 13,000 years ago, and we get a reset.
I mean, do you really think it's this?
There was a writing in a journal from a Roman or a Greek or something. I forget who it was, but he wrote a whole account on how he watched them when they were building them and how they used 2 wicks. The workers, they worked an 8-hour day. They had 2 4-hour wicks. They would start with, they would make sure it was a certain length. So as soon as the first one ran out, it was lunchtime. Then they'd like the second one. And then their day was done, and they would only do 8-hour days. And it was accounted for in a journal by like an explorer.
For what?
Of the time. For how he was watching them build the pyramids.
A Roman?
And how somebody, I forget who exactly it was, whose journal entry it was, but they found the journal entry about when someone came during the time that the pyramids were being built, and this was like their account of when it happened.
I'd be
and
interested
they have,
if you could find
an entry. Yeah, I'll find the video and send it to you because I watched a bunch either yesterday or this morning, and it was in one of them.
I don't know. I just don't. I don't see how they could have done that. Like theoretically, the amount of time, the size, the distance. I mean, because the blocks that are being used to make
the Egyptians.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What about
the Egyptians themselves? Didn't
that was taken from a different area?
Wait, what was taken from a different area?
Oh,
remember in the beginning of the video where it said the rose quartz or whatever the rock was that they used came from a different area that was like far enough away that it made it a distinct known that it was not indigenous to where it was put.
It made it much more implausible.
Well, that's
for it to be like, how do you transport that?
All of the block. So that's another thing is like, all right, so there's really no supported evidence that there was a mass working force because there'd be all sorts of, I mean, you're talking about cities at this point worth of people that you would have had to have housed.
Or what if we were using a different mode of transportation with these particular items? Maybe, I mean, and that's the question that I've always wondered. Like, you see all these megalithic structures, and we want to make these grand assumptions that we'd be quicker to believe in, human giants or aliens built these things. But what if the truth is that we had a grasp on sonic technology to such a point at that time that we could actually kind of change the molecular structure of objects to make them lighter or make them float on air or make them, positively charged enough so that they literally just float.
Well, so with all that in mind, you're still talking about
is that weirder than aliens? You know what I mean?
Well, but so with that, you're still talking about massive workforce Like
you'd still be talking about a lot of very talented individuals trying to do this.
I mean, for the sheer size for that,
like 10-ton objects.
Yeah, you're still
minimum.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you're still taking all of these blocks from hundreds of miles and then traversing over. So it's not even just the time for that, but then also so you're talking about span of time. Period. Well, there should be some sort of physical leftovers for us to find to support that being from the time frame that they're talking about. Which that's why I'm saying more and more the evidence seems to support that there was an alternate humanity, I guess, or entity or beings that were here and they built it, and then the massive thawing, which washed the entire planet more or less, kind of, got them to either evacuate or just wiped them out, which is why they think quite possibly that the pyramid was making power and then something happened where it basically got flooded and, salt water came into the chamber or something and just it shorted out.
And all this happened well after the Atlanteans, right?
Well, and that's the thing is, I mean, it might have been, we don't know. So here's the thing is the assumption now becomes, the assumption now becomes it's more logical that there was a race of some entity, whether it was another alternate versions of us or something, but there was definitely a living race of something that was here and doing things before the planet flooded from this mass coronal ejection. Who are they and where's that information? Which could be the Atlanteans. Like we don't, maybe.
Well, that was what came into question. I've heard that from more than one speaker before. That Thoth, that character, has played a role throughout like our entire history. Like that messenger. How many different names does he have?
Well, I mean, that's the same thing as like, God, Buddha, Allah. Like, there's so many different names that you can, Ganesh. Like, it's just. But when was the other guy? The saint of whatever.
The saint of whatever? Which saint?
The one that like, Saint of Monte Cristo. Not he. Oh, what the hell is it? The Machiavelli or no? What the hell is it? The dude that was like for the Y-File guys.
This fruit fly is so
the Y-File guys does a thing on them. Saint Germain, that's what it is. There you go.
What's he the patron saint of?
It's just Saint Germain or whatever. I think is what it is. Where he supposedly lived
I like his liquor.
Oh yes, that he
was centuries.
I think that was another one of the references. Yeah,
but to me that kind of comes more across like Princess Bride. Where you just keep handing down the ship, and it's just like you bring on a new crew.
Oh,
and you just,
what was his name? The
Dread Pirate Roberts.
The Dread Pirate Roberts was actually an elected position, or it was
bequeathed.
It was handed down.
Yeah, you amassed your wealth, and then it's just like time to retire. It's like your turn to be the pirate. There you go.
Well, he came on as a prisoner, and then he was put to work, and then. Right? Isn't that how it went?
Hey, good night, Wesley. I'll most likely kill you in the morning.
Right.
And this went on for years.
This is an awesome story.
Yeah, good work, Wesley. Good night. Most likely kill you in the morning.
That's another one I haven't seen in a long time. I want to watch that again.
I watch that probably a few times a year. It's just it's so good. I mean, you kind of have to,
Like I can't get my girls to want to watch The Princess Bride. It's like I just have to put it on and like hope that maybe they'll wander into the room and get caught.
I mean, yeah, I say just start watching it, get into it, and then.
But I mean, I've tried that with The Last Unicorn, and it just honestly, it did not work.
The Last Unicorn is very dark. I mean, even visually,
it's slow moving. No, I mean, too
visually, it's on the darker scale. Like the coloring of it, there's really no brightness to it, other than the few moments where it's like the unicorns coming out of the ocean. There's like a really nice,
more realistic. It's not a Disney flick, Well,
but what I'm saying is, so even visually, it's dark. The plot and the story and the information. I mean, the premise. I mean, it's a darker story. Very well done and amazing. I mean, it's a great,
soundtrack was done by America.
But that's the thing is, so because it's on that more dark side, presence overall, the story, how it comes across, like the coloring, you put all that together, and it's not very stimulating to the kids of today.
Kids, they want this flashy stuff.
They just
I don't know.
They buy whatever the TV tells them to.
I guess I get it, but I mean, there wasn't as much for us to be interested in, so I feel like it was. I mean, I was more than entertained watching the Muppets. My kids couldn't be interested in that.
Dude, the Muppets are dope, bro.
Like, it's not the same as a cartoon. Like, they just can't get into it. I don't know.
Muppets are like, dude, it's puppets, bro.
It's puppets, bro. No, I told you, you don't have to explain that. You don't have to explain that to me. I mean, I get
Crumpets, any of that kind of stuff. If it rhymes, even they're good. You're good. I want that.
But I feel bad too, because that means also that they weren't raised with that kind of stuff like we were,
Dude, that's all we had, bro.
We liked it that way. There was nothing wrong with that, but it was
it was still good. Yeah, I'm not
thing that cracks me up is I'll get attitude from my girls when I want to talk to them for a minute, but they're watching something. And I'm like, anything you're watching is on demand. You can hit pause or you can go back and watch it later.
See, that's where I would roll up, grab the remote, and pause it, and just be like, "Yeah, so here's how the pause button works."
Do you remember if we missed a minute of our show? That was it.
Oh, it
might be 10 years before you see it again.
Oh yeah, never coming back.
Like, you can't just rewind.
Well, see, that's the thing is that used to be the Monday water bottle talk. Was like the shows that happened over the weekend. From like Friday night prime time all the way through Sunday on HBO or whatever, and there was no DVR, none of that.
Yeah,
so it had to be like if you were gone for the weekend or you had to go out dinner on Sunday or something.
You missed it. It's gone.
You're just like, bro, what happened? What? Come on, fill me in, man.
Dude, I missed Doogie Howser. What happened? Like, I don't know. I had to go out to dinner, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Sorry, we were hella late. We were having dessert right when it came on.
I don't know, right? There was some custard. They started talking about tarts. Things came up missing.
Dude, maybe somebody got it on VHS. I'm not really worried about it.
And that's... Dude, like
if you missed a show, you missed a show.
Yeah, you better set your recorder.
We didn't have the nerve to complain about there were parents. There was no way. Like, could you imagine? And my kids are like, "Oh, wait, hold on." I'm like, "What do you mean, hold on? Hit freaking pause. I'm talking to you."
If we complained, they would have just shut the TV off on us in general. Right,
and that's what I'm saying. You can't go back and watch that again. Back then, it was like that was it. If they come in and shut the TV off, you're screwed. You can't talk about that show the next day. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah, it's like going to school and you didn't do your homework. There was homework. Oh, I missed it.
I mean, and I've gotten very used to having my life on demand, but I remember the time when we didn't have that. Your entertainment is on demand these days.
Everything's on demand. It's so 23 seconds ago. Everything is so 23 seconds ago.
The minute it's on, it's 23 seconds later.
Dude, as soon as it's on, it's already over and old.
It's over. It's done.
Dude, yeah, it's just like, here it is and gone. Next. Yeah.
Over.
Dude, there is none. Done. It's just, nobody, it's sad. Nobody lives in the moment anymore, man. We need to be living in the moments. We got to be doing this fun, good, dope shit. And just in the now, bro.
Now.
Always in the now.
Looking at yourself. Because really, that's what you're doing if you're in the now.
Right? Fifth dimension shit.
You're looking at yourself. This
resonating in this holographic game.
When is this? This is now. What do you mean now? This is right now. What about then? That was then. This is now.
But that's in the sense of time. But
what is time?
Dude, you need to get on the mic.
What is time? What is it?
I don't know.
Is it a concept we invented?
Where did this time come from?
Duality existence. Having a beginning and an end. Right?
I still want to figure out if the pyramid was making power. What the fuck were they powering with that shit?
I was going to ask you that what are you doing with that? Is it going into a grid?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's really no.
Are there Egyptian hair dryers we just never found? What's going on?
That's the thing is these are excellent record keeping people, right? There's information. They wrote all of it down, all of it. It's just on Tuesday.
Well, we have no proof of them having lighting.
or any kind of
not modern, like we had like polished discs that they would place so that you could catch the sun at certain angles.
But see, so that's my question is like, all right, so we think of energy as electricity, which is how we power our stuff.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, what were they using that energy source for?
Well, there was light channels in the pyramid as well.
Well, see, there's also, we say we can store data on crystals. So what if they were using like a crystal computer in a sense, like this holographic thing that they can interact with?
Crystalline rock mostly comprised of quartz, then yeah, that's going to be conductive. That's going to be really conductive.
That's what I'm saying.
And maybe you could even, aside from the etching that you've, substantially written all throughout inside this pyramid, there could be a further programming within the structured walls themselves, I suppose. Sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean...
Damn fruit fly won't leave me alone. It's like that tiny moth.
But here, to me, all right, so there's the 3 pyramids there, right? At Giza and in Egypt, right?
Yeah.
Or outside of Egypt, whatever, but it's...
The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria.
Yeah, what are those other 2 for?
How
come we never talk about those 2?
Well, they're the other ends of the belt of Orion.
Yeah, but that's it.
That's what it represents. Or actually, it goes older than that, but that's the reference.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why? What are they doing?
Osiris, Orion, or...
How come we don't...
How
come we don't talk about those pyramids, though?
Which pyramids?
The other 2. There's 3 of them there.
Oh, in that sequence.
Weren't they burial tombs?
Oh, I don't buy into that for a minute. I don't think any pyramid was ever a burial site. It may have been there may have been some kind of structure within that made you, having a sarcophagus or something like that, but...
See, maybe that was the story or the narrative that they were feeding, where it's like, no, my great Lord has built these so that they can bury themselves.
Like, I think there was a lot more to
they
it
were,
than that.
Yeah, well, they were built under the guise that they were royal tombs built for 3 different pharaohs.
Well, again, that's what we've been told, but that's what I'm saying. Like, why don't we talk about...
I think more importantly, energetically, it was for some reason to copy something that was part of the structure of this great world around us, whether it's a hologram or not. That there's, that was an aspect of Orion's belt. That was an aspect of, I guess it was also Osiris or whatever before that, but it was that same figure. The figure was just doing a slightly different thing, but the belt of 3 stars is the representation of...
Yeah, I get the representation. What the fuck are they for? Function.
Well, I think that it was just part of the energy gathering structure, that maybe there were capacitors of some sort. I think it was part of that same... If you're going to think about that as like a generator of sorts, I think that was just worked into it structurally. I think that's why it needed to be there. But whatever other purpose or ancillary purpose it might have served, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but that's why I'm like, why don't we talk about them shits?
Nobody ever... Yeah, you always talk about the Great Pyramid, right?
Yeah. But see, this is also why I like the movie Stargate, the OG back in the day with Kurt Russell and all that shit.
Right.
Where they did it as the pyramid being this mass power source or structure was for a ship or something to attach to it. And it's like, well then, dude, if you literally plug into the bottom of that, it's like putting your phone onto the old school base where now you can just kind of like lay them on the mat and they induct, put the electricity in, they just induct it, just like, but what if that's, you like parked your spaceship butt on top of it and that's how you charged it back up before you went back out to space?
Sure, why not?
You know what I mean? Like, that's why I do like the idea coming off of Stargate for that, because it's like, dude, that one makes sense to me.
So the pyramids is just a giant charging port?
Pretty much, dude. Well, yeah, but that like, all right, so then you get this race of people that you enslave using your technology or your energy source, so now you can resonate and float rocks and all this shit. So you can move all these things back and forth, but you have them build you this giant charging port, which is why there's no evidence.
This just sounds so nefarious. Like I have trouble believing that somebody went through all that trouble. I don't know.
Well, but who says it was us that built it? You know what I mean? It could have been like another race of monkeys or something, or, you know.
Still, it just seems like a big stretch. Like, how did
Wait a second.
But you're also talking about like 1 million years ago, maybe, like, because we just don't know how old the pyramid really is.
Like, if we discovered time travel at any point in the future, don't you think that would be affecting us here? Wouldn't it be easier to believe that than to believe that it was?
I'm not talking about whatever it is. She was asking a question.
Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
You're good. Okay, so when they were creating these, obviously they were building them under the guise that they were burial temples for the pharaohs, but the stature and the height and the size were meant like how great they were in their ruling. But it's also said that when they were building them, it was specifically to prepare them for the afterlife. So when it prepared them for the afterlife, they made sure that it was filled with all the things that each ruler would need to guide them and sustain them in their next world. So I'm wondering if all these change in the energy things have to do with like the spiritual side of the afterlife. Like if it has any connection to
sounds like somebody
any
get themselves ready for an acid trip. You know, I have to get everything ready, man. I have to get it all laid out for me.
Well, see, you know what? You saying that just gave me the thought, like, all right, so what if the Egyptians come across this massive temple that they think are the pyramid, but, you know, it's a broken power port, and them showing...
it's a generator. I mean, that's one thing I've heard mentioned about it before.
But then them seeing that and everything else around and, you know, the way it was, their homage back to this, you know, God that they believe in, they build the 2 smaller pyramids. And so when you're talking about your representation of like this person who comes past and it's like, oh yeah, I saw him building it. It's like, yeah, did you see him building the big one or the little ones?
Or did they come much later? I don't know if there was.
I believe it was the
we can't date them.
We can't date any of it.
So we don't know. So all we know is what we've been told. And so here's the thing is if you come across these things and there's no one that's ever seen or talked about them, even though they've been there for maybe 100,000 years, 150, 200.
Well, that's what I was saying about the Sphinx though, because there's something weird about the Sphinx. And I know you've caught some of this, but the Sphinx seems to predate all that stuff. And when you look at the base of it, there's damage to the base of it that is obviously caused by flooding, by massive amounts of water.
Yeah, there's wind erosion, water erosion, like there's...
And at different levels, meaning, you know, maybe it's representative of
well, that's why I believe the narrative...
Many different
of the
years.
Flood and natural erosion.
So I have more...
Well, annual flooding is, you know...
That's not from annual flooding. That's like massive burst of... that. You know, that was...
Yeah, you wouldn't get water erosion like that from...
So again, the fact that there's more and more evidence pointing to this thaw out didn't take, you know, a couple of weeks or months or years like it should have. It was instantaneous and it was mass flooding in a day. Like ice caps just melt, the Earth's freaking water level jumps 400 feet overnight. And you just get a wall of water coming at you no matter where you're at. So there's more and more evidence kind of pointing towards it was a one-day thawing.
You're saying this is like the great flood that
that we all in all of the writings we hear about is
not just biblical, if you want to say like
all of the writings all of the writing has a flood story that can seemingly be dated to around 13,000 so years ago. So that's what I'm saying is like it appears that there was some other race or human whatever that was before all of that made the pyramid.
A global change that occurred almost instantaneously.
How hard was that, bro?
Did you get it?
How hard was that?
I don't know. Did you get it? Did you get it? Did you see a dead carcass on your hand?
So anyways.
Claiming they got the fruit fly, just so anybody...
I need proof.
All right.
Wait, see if it comes
he
back.
Needs proof of your assassination.
Just like the head. And just like come back holding it with tweezers. Look, I have the head. But yeah, no, like seriously, like so what was that race of whoever's or us or whatever's like where did that come from? Like who were they? Where did they leave the planet? I mean, how old are these pyramids really? Because I mean, if it was broken 13,000 years ago because of the flood,
there are some people believe that you know, if you want to call them like the good aliens, the ones that have actually been looking out for us, whichever ones they are.
Not the ones that are just probing our butts.
I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get all that. But the ones that are looking out for us, that maybe they come by every, I don't know, 50, 100 years, whatever. And that all these strange occurrences in our past that we have no explanation for, that maybe they're all due to that. And they've been around here forever.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I like the Stargate idea, where it's like an alternate race of beings, and it's just like, you know, they're like, "Hey, bro, here's the deal. We're happy to help you out, but we need a jump. Can you give us a jump? No, here, we'll show you how to build this."
And now I'm thinking again about that weird thing with the what is it? The throwaway DNA, the trash DNA.
The 98% or whatever the hell it is, like,
and the reference to that's like God's marker on us, like that's kind of like our, you know, built by. It's got like all our sub instructions and.
Is Taiwan?
No, Taiwan. What the?
Yeah, that's
that part of our DNA that will. Who was saying that? What quote was that from? I'm trying to remember.
What's that?
About
how
most had an out of body experience and saw the expression of God within the double helix, the human DNA.
Wasn't that
like? And it was found within the junk DNA portion. I thought that was a really, and I can't.
Were you talking about Dispenza or Espinoza or what's his name?
No, I think it was from some YouTuber. I don't remember what it was, but
like a near death experience cat or some shit.
Something like
I don't know,
and I can't remember now. I'll have to figure that out for you. But
oh well, we're
yeah, I know it's that time.
I mean, you know, it's
time to eat some chili.
I made vegan chili and
it's time to eat some chili, man.
Yeah, I made vegan chili and vegetarian cornbread. There's a little bit of there's some egg and milk in there and plenty of sugar and deliciousness.
So yeah, we'll be.
I made those vegan Aranachis. Oh,
Feminachi?
Rice balls.
Rice balls?
So good.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't see that?
Italian rice balls.
I don't think he's checking in on the chat. What the hell?
I think I've been missing the chat. I don't know.
It's just been you and me.
And they're dating. Yeah, I mean.
We're dating? What?
But hey, before we go. No. I said before we go.
You have a husband, for crying out
loud. They're dating. I know. He just came back. Just kidding.
Oh my God.
They're now saying that there's a millennia of a difference between when the pyramids and the Sphinx were built.
A millennia.
But the Sphinx was supposedly built by the same person as the second tallest pyramid. And then the other one goes to his father. But the pyramids were built in 3 separate times by 3 separate pharaohs, but one is linked to the one who built the Sphinx. But it says that they're a millennia apart in date.
Interesting.
I don't know, man. I say
they're still figuring it out.
I say the pyramid, the Egypt one. It's a giant spaceship charger. I'm just saying.
Well, just the Great Pyramid.
Where does the UFO fly into?
Well, yeah,
not like the other two, like the prongs and the Great Pyramid's like the ground. Is it like it's like a
no?
plug?
It's like it's the supporting because you got to tripod it, so it's like that's how you locks you in correctly.
What if it just rests on top of the 3 pyramids? Like, you know.
Well, that's but like a plug.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the other two.
Like
are
when
just,
it had the limestone caps that were perfectly smooth, and it was like a conductive surface with a little bit of a
maybe
a buffer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
with
maybe
the limestone
it could have supercharged it or some shit. It's like a Tesla
like
superpower
the
station.
Cordless charges.
Yeah, charge your ship in 15 minutes. You're ready to go for 40 years. Got you.
Word.
Come on by Earth. We were just like a giant fucking like gas station in the middle of the universe. Is that what we are? Jesus
well, and that was the
how fucking hilarious would that shit be?
Well, that was the technology.
We're literally a Tesla charging station in the middle of all of this bullshit.
Well, that's what you're saying. Like that was what Tesla did. That you were telling me that he tried to mimic
the pyramids.
What he learned about the pyramids.
Yeah, no, and that's what they're finding grounding rods and like, dude, they're the pyramid, the main one.
But Tesla was saying this how many years ago?
In the 50s, bro, or the 40s.
And like just now, like really just now.
Well, because redacted.
They didn't get anywhere with the technology. Now they need everybody else to help.
That's the scary thing is like, is this all old news for like NSA? Secret Service, CIA.
My grandfather told me about that. Pretty much. But yo, we gotta go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, word.
I want fucking chili.
So yeah, if you want to hit us up, ity@directionsandmusic.org or separately at GEMINI@directionsandmusic.org or Philly D PHILLY.
Is that what I sound like?
At directionsandmusic.org.
Totally what you sound like, bro. Hey, I'm Philly D. What's up? Yeah. That's what I do. It's like I'm supposed to flip my hair back now. I don't fucking have any. Yeah. All right. We good?
Yeah, as usual.
Yeah. Be good to yourself. Be good to everyone else.
Much love.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.